What's up guys, it is Bucket Mouth Bass back here again today, and today I got another exciting video for y'all. Today I'm doing a review over the Bass Tracker 175 TXW, and if you guys have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss anything in the future here on this channel. And before I actually dive into the review, keep in mind we did buy this boat in May of 2018 and it is July of 2019 now, so we have had it for a long time, so I can really give y'all some valuable information and feedback on this particular boat itself. But cue the epic music. Alright, I'm going to dive right into the review for y'all now. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the pros of the boat, but keep in mind this is just my opinion. If you guys disagree with me, please go down in the comments and let me know. So the first pro of this boat is that it is pretty inexpensive, especially when you're looking at buying a brand new boat. We paid $20,000 for this boat and we decided to go with the 75 horsepower motor. So that's a great thing about this boat. You can actually afford it. It's not super overpriced like a lot of other boats are. The second thing I like about this boat is that, let's say you're on a lake and it's very windy that day, or there's a lot of other boats, it actually goes through wake and waves pretty well. You're not getting splashed in the face, because if you guys have been following me for a while here on this channel, we used to have an old 1999 Bass Tracker, and if you went through any waves at all, you were getting drenched in the face, but you do not have a problem with that on this boat. So that's another thing I really like about this boat. Obviously, if the waves are like 2 or 3 feet high or something crazy like that, you are going to get splashed, but if it's just pretty average, you're not going to be getting drenched. And the third feature I really like on this boat itself is that it is actually pretty quick. Keep in mind we have the 75 horsepower motor on this particular boat. We can get it up to about 40 miles per hour, and that's with all of our rods, all of our tackle, including weight on the boat, and that's with myself and my dad on the boat at one time. We can get it right up to that 40 mile per hour threshold. And this boat, you can get a 60 horsepower motor on this boat, but me personally, I highly recommend getting the 75 horsepower motor like we decided to do, because you will get about 4 to 5 miles per hour more than if you go with the 60, and in my opinion it is definitely worth it in the long term. Another feature I like a lot about this boat is that you can mount one fish finder back over here, as y'all can see, and another one up here at the front by the trolling motor. So you can have 2 fish finders mounted on this boat and it comes ready to go like that. All you have to do is buy an extra fish finder. So that's a feature I really enjoy. I really enjoy having that fish finder up at the front when I'm fishing, because if you guys have seen my videos before, I'm usually the one that is controlling the trolling. I'm usually the one that's controlling the trolling I'm usually the one that's at the front of the boat using the trolling motor, so it really comes in handy to have a fish finder and see what I'm going over. And keep in mind, we actually do have the transducer of the trolling motor mounted on the bottom of the trolling motor on the front of the boat itself. And another feature I really like about this boat is that it comes with an all welded aluminum frame, so your boat is not going to take on a bunch of water like it would if it had rivets in the bottom of it. So you're not going to be taking on a ton of water. And again, another feature I really like on this boat is the rod storage. The rod storage works very well in my opinion. You can really fit a lot of rods in there. My dad and I, we usually put about 8 to 9 rods in it at one time, but you can cram more in there if you want. But you guys know me, I have some expensive stuff and I don't want it getting scratched at all. So me personally, I would not do that, but if you guys do not care, you can go ahead and probably fit about 10 to 12 rods in total in the actual rod locker. And another feature I love about this boat is that there is plenty of deck space to fish, especially here on the front. You can have 2 people on the front, no problem, at one time, and both of y'all can be fishing and you're not going to intrude on each other's space. And on the back side of the boat, there is plenty of space as well. And another pro about this boat is that it comes with a Kota trolling motor, which is a good solid brand. My only complaint about it is it's only a 45-pound trolling motor. I really wish they would put at least a 55-pound on the boat itself, because there has been countless times where this trolling motor just has not gotten it done out on the lake, especially when it's really windy. So I wish it would come with a 55-pound at least. All right, I'm gonna touch on the trailer a little bit before I go into the actual cons of the boat or things that Tracker could improve on this particular model. So firstly, obviously this boat is pretty big and it barely fits in our garage, as y'all can see. So the trailer up front, it actually has a little tongue that you can fold down and in. So that's the only reason we can even fit the boat in our garage, is because that little front piece of the trailer folds in. But when you're looking to buy this boat, you have 2 trailer options. You have a shorter option and a longer option. We decided to go with the shorter option because it was cheaper. But guys, I highly recommend that you guys pick up the longer trailer. There was actually a time where we put the whole boat on the back like this and it was literally standing up. That was really scary. I didn't get it on video because I did not expect that at all. But just save yourself the trouble and go with the longer trailer. This one, as y'all can see, is just a little bit too short for this boat model right here. All right, so that's enough of me talking about the pros of the boat. If I forgot something, I might mention it a little bit later, but I'm pretty sure I covered most of the good things about the boat, especially that it's inexpensive. And that actually reminds me that the carpet on this boat is pretty good. It holds up well. We have not had a big problem with it at all, at least not yet. So now going into the cons of the actual boat. Number 1, I wish the boat came with more storage space. I think they do a poor job of giving you enough space for tackle here on this boat. I really think they could fit a couple more compartments a little further up the boat, or just make the terminal tackle spots a little bit bigger so you can fit some more worms and some more weights and some more hooks. And another feature that really gets on my nerves about this boat is the back end of the boat. There's a little divot down in the back, as y'all can see from the video here. And every time you're going quick and you stop at a new spot, there's always a ton of water splashing up on the back of the boat. And then there's a little hole that's supposed to let out the water in the back, as y'all can see here, but it's literally an inch up from the bottom. So there's always a little line of water in the back of the boat, which is really annoying to me because you get a lot of dirt and stuff back there and it's really hard to clean out that little space. And another thing that annoys me about this boat is when you buy it brand new, it's not customizable enough, in my opinion. Like, you should be able to decide what seats you want to put on it and what kind of trolling motor you want on it and more things about the boat. But really, the only thing you can decide on is your engine in the back, if you want a 60 or a 75, or if you want a red or blue boat. That's about as much as you can choose, especially since you're buying a brand new boat for $20,000. I really think you should have a lot more options and a lot more things to choose from when you're going to buy this actual boat. And another complaint I have about this boat is that it comes with a pretty cheap and goofy Fishfinder. It does all your basic stuff like sonar and down scanning, but it does not come with lake maps and it does not come with GPS. And I'm like, come on guys, it's 2019 already. We bought it in 2018. We can't get lake maps. We can't get GPS really for $20,000. If somebody from Tracker ever sees this video, get it together guys, come on. So as y'all can see, we actually went out and bought another Fishfinder that comes with lake maps and the actual GPS, which is kind of annoying. I really think the boat should just come with that as soon as you buy it. And another huge complaint I have about this boat is the trolling motor foot pedal up at the front of the boat. It is locked in position. It's right in the middle spot and it's really close up to this seat. I really wish I could move it around, because like on the old boat, you could just move it around wherever you wanted. But here it's locked in one position and you can't place it where you want it. And that really gets on my nerves when I'm fishing. Like if I'm turned this way fishing, I can't move the pedal with me. I really wish that they would make it a free moving pedal on the front of the boat. And like I said earlier, I wish the boat came with at least a 55-pound trolling motor. I do not think a 45-pound is enough, especially when it's windy. It's really hard to control the boat if you're in a really windy area with only that 45-pound trolling motor. And another really annoying feature about this boat is that the paint scrapes off very easily. It's a very thin layer of paint. As y'all can see from the video here, we have a bunch of scrapes in the side of the boat itself, which is really annoying. And another complaint, guys, I hate to say I have this many complaints about the boat, because the boat is great itself, especially for the price point. But moving on back to what I was saying, the aluminum on this boat is too thin in my opinion. They should make it thicker. If y'all remember, we actually wrecked the boat in March of 2019, so it's been about 4 months at this point since we actually wrecked it. I'll leave a link to that video right now. We put a big old hole in the back of the boat through the aluminum. But like I said, I really wish they would put a more durable piece of aluminum, especially on the bottom of the boat. In my opinion, it's way too thin. They should make it just a little bit thicker, because obviously you don't want it to slow down the boat in the water, but for an aluminum boat, it should be more durable. And then another complaint I have about the actual boat, this problem you can actually fix pretty easily, but it's just kind of a nuisance. When you buy the boat brand new, it comes with big bucket seats up on the front and one on the back, and they take up a ton of space. They're huge. As y'all can see right here, we actually have a smaller seat up at the front, because when we got the boat, it had that big old seat at the front and you couldn't even, you know, use the trolling motor pedal, because again, you can't actually move it. So that's the reason we got the small seat up on the front right here, is because those big bucket seats just take up way too much space, especially when you're trying to use the trolling motor up front or just fish. And now going back to the actual trailer that holds the boat, the wheel at the front is really wimpy. We're probably gonna buy a new one pretty soon, because it's kind of starting to fall apart and it's very flimsy. So that's really the only complaint I have about the trailer. Other than that, the trailer is pretty solid. We have not had any problems with it. The only big problem we have is that we got the smaller one, but obviously you can solve that just by buying the longer one. One last complaint I have about this boat is that the lights that it comes with are super goofy and flimsy. I do not like them at all. I wish they were brighter, especially when you're on the lake at night. I just do not think they're bright enough. It's not very safe to be out on the water if you don't have bright enough lights. But going back to the motor, I actually forgot to mention that the motor is very solid and we have not had any problems with it at all so far. And keep in mind, we take out the boat, you know, pretty much once a week. All right guys, that's gonna go ahead and wrap up the video. Actually, I like this boat a lot. You know, I do have a lot of complaints about it, but overall it's a solid boat for only $20,000, considering you can easily spend $50,000 to $60,000 on a brand new bass fishing boat. This one is pretty solid for only that $20,000. The boat is pretty good itself. There's a lot of stuff that Tracker could improve on, obviously, that I mentioned throughout the video, but I'm happy with the motor too. The motor has held up very well, and it does a good job getting you around the lake, and we have not had any problems with it. And if you guys have any questions that I did not answer in today's video, please go down below and let me know. I will be so happy to let y'all know the answer to any of y'all's questions. But if you guys have not subscribed, go down and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss anything here on this channel. But I will see y'all back here next time.